Hi guys, welcome to another video from me. I thought I'm gonna make this video upload because I discovered something very interesting, again as usually, on writing on the ways, on mathematics, physics, metaphysics, psychology and all that. Is I came to a because I was interested about images and image creating, image characteristics and quality, and I came to a introduction from a physics doctor. His name is Perry Sprouls, and he's a physicist doctor, and he wrote manual introduction about image characteristics and quality and how you do the image process. But this is all about the computer sonography. You know, the computer sonography. It projects this, it projects and screens and signals on the human body, and it can discover and diagnose and observe what it sends back according to the signal, according to the screen. So by reading, it was just a few lines I was reading about this doctor, Perry Sprouls. He's a physics doctor, and he was explaining how you process an image quality, image characteristics, and an imaging process with a computer sonography about a human body. So what a computer sonography does is it's sending out waves and signals and projecting screens and projecting signals onto the human body, and the reaction, what comes out of it, is what they observe, and they can diagnose and observe what is wrong, what is right, etc. So when I was reading this, I find it quite interesting, and I came to the conclusion, actually the same thing what a computer sonography does on a human body is actually what we do in our daily lives with our images in our mind, what we carry around to each other. So we know, so I wrote some notes down, and you see here some drawings. That is that first of all you have to know. So he's saying that by projecting, screening, sending signal waves on a human body, it can, the reaction out of it, the outcome of it, the result, the sum, they can diagnose and observe and watch what is the reaction out of it, the result of it. So I was thinking about the same similarities is what we human beings have in our daily lives with our images we're going to carrying around, because images are beautiful to project opinions in it and hiding all kinds of stuff in opinions and so on. So as you see here, I have a little drawing. What you have to know first up front is I'm explaining you, according to this computer sonography, how image projecting through certain mediums, I go into it in a minute, certain images that is projecting in your mind, and through visual and audio, because I think that from the universal perspective point of view is that universal fundamental forms are visual and audio. Everything what you see, what you read is visual. Everything what you hear, what you listen is audio. So those two are the main universal knowledge factors you have to know. Visual and audio are universal. No wonder why we have the Universal Studios, etc., etc. But anyway, so I was reading the few lines about it, and he was writing, the physicist doctor was writing to the human observer the internal structure and the internal function of the human mind. He wrote human body, but as I said, I'm translating it because I see the similarities in our human mind and images. The human observer, the internal structure and internal function of the human mind is not generally visible. Well, it's obviously, when you are a baby, you're innocent, you don't have any opinions, any structure, any functions in your brain, but as you grow up in your life, more and more it creates that. And how do you create it? What is a internal structure, and how do you project the internal structure and the internal function in your mind? Through visual and audio. So visual and audio is our fundamental, universal, pure knowledge, what I'm telling you here. So whoever owns visual and audio, he can do a lot of magic and illusions with it, right? I wonder why we have the Universal Studios and so on. So anyway, through various techniques or methods, you can create the image in the human mind. That's what the Dr. Physicist says. And then I ask myself, how and what are the techniques and the methods? Well, it's visual in audio, what I was just mentioned here. Those are the fundamental basics to create. These are the visual and audio are the transmitter, the signal, the wave you're sending out, the visuals, the reading, the eyes, and the audio which you listen to. These are the radiation transmitter, and it can transmit that energy from medium to medium. I mean, from you to me, from me to them, and so on. So it's called radiation, and radiation is a transmitter of energy, and it can be transformed in a signal, in waves and particles, through sound, through screens, through audio, through visuals. So then what I was thinking about that, the word creation or creative is very, very popular nowadays in our world. To be creative, creative writing, creating singing, creating drawing, creating paintings, and all that. What you have to know is that you can express anger, madness, hatred, jealousy, opinions. These energy you can transform into writing articles. It doesn't matter, magazine, newspaper, whatever media, in writings, novel writings, in mathematics, in geometry, in drawings, in paintings, in symbols, in science. These are all visual perception, visual images, and by the visual is then like the audio, the sound, the speaking, conversation, the talking, the dialect, the dialogue. These are, in all these things are opinions hidden, and motive hidden, and attitudes hidden. So you have to be really, really careful, because it's sending you these signals, these image, because these visual and audio is creating these image, and it transmit this radiation of waves, sound, screen, sending to your mind, and you carry that image from here in your mind, and you are a replica or reproduction of this image that's in your head. So so what is really important to know is that there are universal laws, like, motion of the planet and stuff like that. Visual and audio are fundamental element forms that they are the basis foundations to create or to transmit, to create an image, a motive or opinion, in transmit in radiation this energy into your eyes, through your eyes, by watching it, by reading it, by looking at it, or by listen to it, different kind of music, different kind of opinions, and you identify with those things, and that becomes you. So the other way around, you become them. So whenever you ask yourself, and people always struck me, is always this, I want to be like this, that's my opinion, that's why I do this is my motive, this is why I do this. But all these opinions and motives is what you got from the source, which is the image, which is designed and created either visual or by audio, and you see those things in articles, in books, when you read a book, when you read a magazine, when you read a novel, when you when you watch television, when you watch drama movies, horror movies, love story movies, or you read books and all that stuff, and drawing, in paintings, all that is our opinions, attitudes, and different kind of energies in those structures, in those functions, and that's what is the structure, the internal structure and the internal function comes from the image that is projecting in you. Right? So the image is the message. The image is the energy that is wandering, waving, sounding, screening, visual, audio into your mind, and it's transferable. So it goes from medium to medium to medium to medium, and what lies in images are mostly opinions, and opinions has no value because opinions goes always in circles. You see a continuity, but you change your opinions during this continuity. So it has no reliable, fundamental. It's not grounded. It's not sane. It's not rational. So I hope you guys understand it. So let me just make it together. That bring it all the summary together. That the internal structure and the internal function, we don't have it in the beginning when we grow up. The internal structure and the internal function, we get it along the life when we grow up. When you're a baby, when you're a child, you're innocent, you don't know nothing about anything. But during your lifetime experience and all that, you get this structure in this internal function, internal structure in your mind through visual and audio, which is a universal fundamental element. And whoever knows how to use visuals and audio, and it makes so sense that we have the Universal Studios and all these studios, whatever, that they can create great illusion, great images, great opinions, sending through everyone's mind to change, to adjust, to configure, to creating an image in your mind that you go in that certain direction, or you behave in that certain way. So visual and audio are radiation transmitters, is the element of the transmitting in waves or in screens or in particles. So any articles you read, a newspaper, magazine, in books, whatever kind of books, whatever kind of categories, in mathematics theories, in geometry, in drawings, in paintings, in symbols, in signs, they all express a certain attitude, a certain opinion, and in itself, in those articles, in those writings, in this math, they have in themselves the internal structure and the internal function, and that is projected in your mind. So those image creates a replica, and you are the replica, the reproduction of the image you deceived. So and in this energy, you express these energies in music, in all kinds of music, art, style, in all articles, in all writings, in news, in media, in books, in magazines, whatever it is. You can hide in there the hate, your opinion, your hatred, your jealousy, you're mad, you're angry, positive, negative, motive, cause and effect. It's all hidden in these things. So you have to be very, very rational, very sane, and don't make everything subjective, because subjective is something that involves your emotions into it, and as soon your emotions are into it, it can controls you. And opinion is also another thing what I wrote. Nowadays people use opinions try to manipulate with opinions, through opinions, and persuade others. And its relative is changing because of the perception, beliefs, temporary process. Opinion is a temporary process, is based on experience with changing particulars, and varies from one to another in the course of time. Is an unreliable source. So it's really important that opinion comes from belief, illusion, physical objects, images, particular, changing, temporary. And knowledge is dialect, it's a reasoning, it's a form, it's logical. So you have to be really everything is a concept, and in all those concepts are hidden energies or hidden messages, motive, that tries to get to you. You know, when I have an opinion, I express this in music, I express it in an article I'm writing, in books, whatever, and then people who buy it, they get my opinion, and they listen to my music, what I'm saying, what I'm singing, and they become me. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know that audio and visual have an immense. Audio and visual are universal. That's why we have the Universal Studios and all the other studios. Everything what you see on the screen, what you listen to, it's creating opinions and attitudes in you. So it's not you yourself, because you yourself, you are innocent. All right, thank you. I hope you understood it, and stay tuned for next videos. Thanks.